Hi guys, welcome to my FoodTube channel. This is for Profiteroles. Obviously make sure that you can preheat your oven first. Make sure your hands are completely clean, that you're dressed properly, no jewellery. And then prep your baking tray by lining it with some baking parchment. So the profiterole. First of all, you need to know it originates from France. It is a puff pastry of sorts. It puffs up within itself, mainly down to the amount of water that is in the mixture. What happens is the water in the oven starts to steam up, which forces the pastry to enlarge. That gives us the nice vacant space in the middle, which we usually fill with cream. Here you can see Choux Pastry is used for something like a profiterole tower, or to use a proper French term, croque en bouche. It's also used for one of my favourite things in the whole world, chocolate eclairs, which is like a finger of Choux Pastry, nice and easy to pick up. So it's often seen in something like a buffet as a pudding. And last but not least, we've got choux buns, which are massive versions of profiteroles, like I've written here. It's a profiterole's big brother. Right, what you're going to need first of all is to get a small bowl, set a saucepan aside. You will need to crack 2 eggs into this bowl. Make sure that they are free range, of course, because you want your best quality eggs. Tap them on the side of the bowl, then really get those thumbs in, pull the eggshell apart and gently drop it into the bowl. You're going to beat this together with a fork. Beating meaning that they're completely combined, the egg yolk is completely broken up and mixed in with the egg white. Set to one side. Now you're going to need a second bowl with a sieve to sieve in your flour, your strong plain flour, 75 grams. We sieve for 3 reasons. 1, to make sure there's no lumps. 2, to get air into our mixture. And 3, to remove anything that does not belong. Next, you're going to need a saucepan. In that you're going to have 150 millilitres of cold water and 50 grams of butter. You're going to melt this on top of your hob until it's all liquid. Using your hob, make sure that the safety is off, then turn it on. It should work quite quickly. Hold down your finger to make it move. Set it on a temperature of 7, and then you will be able to watch your butter melt. This is on a fast time, so you might be waiting a while if you're watching. Use a silicone spoon spatula to give it a stir to help the butter really melt down. When we come back to that, that will be completely liquid. Whilst we're waiting for it to melt, get yourself a pan stand. That's the silicone mat, which will protect your surface. Set the saucepan on top of that. You can see here just how liquid it is. Tip your plain flour in one big swoop and really stir up. It will begin to look lumpy at first, so get some muscle into it and make it really nice smooth, and you can see how easily it comes together. Work nice and quickly for this. Start to spread it out, and that will help the mixture cool down because we need to add the eggs next. And if we add eggs into a hot mixture, it will cook them far too quickly and will end up something looking a bit like scrambled eggs, which is exactly what we do not want. So here we go, you can see me really spreading it out, trying to get some cool air into it. Hold on a second, just wait one moment. Combination of melted fat and flour mixed into a paste. That's right, a roux, my lovelies. Do you remember our discussion last week? We were talking about why we would need a roux. It was so that when we start to add a fluid, in this case our egg, it was to ensure a really nice, smooth consistency. By creating this paste, it ensures that the mixture is lump-free, which we would risk if we had added the flour any later. Which brings us to another process. Incidentally, the keyword I gave you earlier. That's right, gelatinization. So yeah, it's the science bit. Starch gelatinization is the process where starch and water are subjected to heat, causing the starch granules to burst open and absorb more liquid, thus making it this lovely thick. Okay folks, going back to our Profiterole choux pastry mixture. Next thing we need to do is add our eggs. So do that bit by bit. I'm going to add a tiny bit of our mixture at a time. Main reason for that is because it's liquid egg, it's all going to go everywhere and it's really, really difficult to mix in. So by doing it a little bit, you will get it in. You can mix it up softly, gently, and once it's better incorporated, you can be a bit more vigorous and mix it into a paste again. You can see this video at this point is a little bit faster than real life, so you can see that I am speeding through it. A little bit more egg mixture, mixing it up again, getting that nice smooth consistency, bit more egg mixture, slowly, then faster, and getting it all incorporated into our choux pastry until all that egg is in there. Finally, yes, it is done. And now we can make mounds of little mixture with just 2 spoons and pop them onto your baking parchment which you had prepped ready. And you can see I'm even using the back of the spoon to help it stay in a nice dollop. That is one way of doing things. So you can see this whole tray I'm doing with spoons. The next tray you'll see me with a piping bag. Piping bag is nice and neatly way of doing it. You've got to be confident on how to do a piping bag though. So if you're not, spoons, there's nothing wrong with it. Holding a piping bag by the end, keep it nice and twisted. And you can see it's actually quite difficult to help detach. You need to get your eye in. But once you have, it's really nice and quick. As you know, I do tend to pipe a little bit by now. So for me, it is getting nice and easy. Your mixture should go across 3 trays. If you've got 8 or 10 on a tray, that leaves you with about 30 choux buns. Really lovely, tasty ones. As soon as they're all set to go, they just go into your preheated oven for about 15 minutes or until they're really nice and crisp and completely golden. They will rise beautifully. So hopefully this you will see in fast time. Hold on a sec. Super, so they're all getting nice and puffy. Obviously the top of the oven is the hottest, so those cook much quicker. So those have been removed and then the bottom have been moved to the top so they can get just as much heat. And so all of them are cooked really nice and evenly. Out of the oven and onto a cooling rack. Letting them cool down allows that nice crisp shell to keep its shape and a perfect temperature for you to add your cream. If they're hot when you add your cream melts. Right, so to the topping. Melting chocolate in the microwave. Nice and easily done this way. You can use bain-marie with water and a saucepan, however that creates a lot more mess. This is really nice and simple. The best way to do it is to avoid burning the chocolate, because it does burn really easily unfortunately, is do it in 30-second bursts in the microwave. 30 seconds, take it out, stir it, put it back in, obviously without any metal spoons. Don't want to blow up the microwaves, thank you very much. And then give it a good stir again after those 30 seconds. And what happens is, during the stirring, you can actually test to see whether the chocolate is melted properly or not. And you've got to be careful because sometimes the residual heat from the bowl is enough to do the final melting point. So I tend to do about 3 bursts, and that is usually enough to melt the chocolate. You can add a tiny bit of milk or a little bit of cream to make it a little bit more subtle if you don't like dark chocolate. You can even add a spoonful of icing sugar. Here we go, have a look at that. Nice, fluid, runny chocolate. Perfect to coat our profiteroles with. And so to filling our profiteroles. Use a little knife to make a hole at the side, and then you can put the nozzle of a piping bag or aerosol cream in there. Give it a good squeeze and you've filled it up nicely. Use a spoon to drizzle chocolate on top, or just place it on top in a nice dollop. If you want to put them in a nice stack, you could easily drizzle it across the whole plate and make it look really pretty. Scrummy, yummy to eat. And off they go. All done! And so that's it. Profiteroles all done in a nutshell. And you guys should have some lovely questions to answer about them now. Please take time to write in full sentences. Do your very best. If you've got any questions, please ask. Really don't mind going over anything else. Alright, thanks very much. Bye.